Hello, everybody. This is Serpent Stinger back again with another reaction video. This time we are going to be reacting to the biggest reveal yet. Hogwarts Legacy just got new gameplay, boss fights, unicorns, and big changes from Karaz Gaming. So we are going to be checking out this video. It's a 10 minutes and 20-second video, which by now you should all know probably is going to make this a somewhere between 15 to 23-minute video. We'll see. Well, let's just get right into it. I'm curious what new updates we've gotten. I'm curious what they're going to be able to, like, what they notice from things.
We're very close to finally playing Hogwarts Legacy, and Avalanche found the perfect time to drop a massive launch
That thing, sorry, that thing looks really cool. I had to edit something out.
trailer. There's lots to unpack here in terms of brand new footage, new gameplay details, and a lot more new upgrades I've noticed compared to some of the old versions of the game. As always, a thumbs up on this video would be awesome, and let's jump right in. Now, the trailer starts with the entrance in Hogsmeade overlooking the Hogwarts castle in the background, and I'm actually surprised they are so close to one another in-game. I guess it's going to be convenient since we'll want to drop by often for all the exclusive vendors in the area, but I was expecting it to be a bit like further away. Nothing bad.
If I remember correctly, wasn't Hogsmeade like just a walk from Hogwarts Castle anyways in the books and the movies? Might be wrong, but I swore it was just a jaunt out of the castle's borders.
About that, but speaking of Hogsmeade, it seems we'll have at least one encounter with Rookwood in this place, or at least that's what the footage implies. In this first shot, he is finding the player just as he's likely enjoying a pint of butterbeer at the bar,
Okay.
but by the dialogue, he seems to already be familiar with our secret powers. Also interesting to note is that in the scene from the first gameplay reveal, he similarly approaches the player on the streets of Hogsmeade, though he does so during the summer season, while in the new trailer footage, this one, the same actual scene plays during the winter. So I'm not
They most likely had some gameplay decisions or changes, or the first scene was just they had the scenario set up just for recording and just for being able to put up on a as a trailer, while this one's more actually in the spot where it's supposed to be timeline wise.
sure if this is a direct plot decision to change it from summer to winter, or if it's possible that in this footage, maybe somebody waited for a bit longer before playing this mission, maybe until the seasons have changed. We do know, however, that seasons are closely tied to the narrative progress, so I'm guessing it's the former. Another very big detail I spotted is the fact that in the old shot, the player wasn't carrying anything in the left hand, while in the new one, it's clear that he's carrying a wand box. And this makes me believe that
Ooh, ooh! I didn't see that when I was talking about the season. Wait a second. His hand's open like he is holding something, but it's also like that because there are people that just walk around with their hands like this, like kind of open.
wasn't carrying anything in the left hand, while in the new one, it's clear
It's that the thumbs move, so there's clearly like he's meant to be holding
that
something.
he's carrying a wand
Interesting.
box. And this makes me believe that the scene with Rookwood happens right after this scene right here that appears to show the player at likely the Ollivander shop just as we're about to obtain a brand new wand. I'm not sure if it's the
So we have two wands. Most likely the one that we start the game with, because we are going in as a fifth year. So I'm assuming we start the game with a wand, but when we go to All Invaders, we get our wand. Maybe it's like a pass down wand from somebody else or something.
the first one or a second one or whatever it is, but looking at the color of the two boxes, it definitely seems to be the same one that is played later
It
in the
does.
Rookwood encounter. However, that ends up looking like in game we do have another change and an extra scene of the troll attack that appears to also happen in Hogsmeade, and in the new footage it did
Bro,
get some massive upgrades.
I love the glowing eyes and the glowing armor, but this man just gets evaporated.
This scene plays about the same, but now the armor is more shiny and painted in a more noticeable red color compared to the gray one before. And also the red glow in its eyes appears
This is interesting. One, might be lighting. It very well might be lighting, but the background looks way better in this image than in this image. This looks a little bit better stylized than this, but this just looks, I don't want to say cleaner. This is cleaner than this, in my opinion, but at the same time, this has a weird glowing effect, which I'm sure will probably look better when you're fighting the creature. His face looks better than this one's face. Also, the fact that this is like leathery and this is chainmail works way better. I like the changes though.
appear much stronger as well, contributing to a much more menacing look. Fully expecting this to be an early on fight maybe, since the player relating this very incident to us in the gameplay demos that were played last week. So what if this is kind of like the first encounter that we get to fight against in Hogwarts Legacy? But speaking of the school, here's a more extensive shot of the Grand Hall, and it looks much more incredible, like with each and every single new shot. I think it's the
Ooh.
only actual gameplay shot of the floating candles besides the cinematic trailers we had up until this point, so it definitely looks spacious enough. This was also the same area that the devs did not want to spoil in the first gameplay livestream from last year, so nice to see some more in-game footage of it. But not long after we
We
arrive
saw
at
the house cups
Hogwarts,
there
we
again.
know that Professor Weasley will provide us with the fielding guide. This appears to have all of its pages burst in this scene at some point and scattered around, which is possibly a way to explain why we have to retrieve them from all over the place. What if something bad
Either they burst all over the place because something bad happened with the magics and they're all over the place and you have to go hunt them for collectibles wise, or that's literally their way of catching you up to other students is like, hey, you got, if you want to learn, you got to go find the pages and that will physically make you learn. That could be in the direction that they're going as well.
happen because of our ancient magic, it explodes, and then we have to retrieve them to learn that knowledge. Not going to lie, that would be a really immersive and impressive way of introducing us to collectibles. Also, fun fact, we see this brown spotted owl flying away from the player in one of the gameplay shots. Well, if you compare this with the same one in the cinematic trailer, it's basically the exact same one. This is likely what we'll see dropping by when we get the acceptance letter. This is probably the player character Owl that delivers us all the mail in Hogwarts and possibly a lot more than that. But speaking of some of the
Huh.
professors, in one of the shots we see Professor Weasley also demonstrating what appears to be the transfiguration spell. So does this mean that she also teaches that to us? Because technically speaking, why would she demonstrate it to us if it's not for us to learn it? And especially since some of the other spells are
Okay.
still left unknown, like for example, there's at least one in the yellow category that we don't know the effect of, so maybe it is transfiguration. I'm saying that because similarly we see Professor Hackett teaching the students how to use Levioso in a different class. Funny enough, she demonstrates Levioso on Leander Prewett, which is the same student we can challenge to a round of Summoner's Court just outside of the Hogwarts Castle very early on in the game, or at least that was possible in the demos. By far the most shocking to me is the fact that there is a unicorn being teased during one of these classes. I'm not sure what this
I'm gonna guess this is Magical Beasts class, and that's some sort of like 3D modeling for it, because that wasn't a Patronus, because the one movement was all wrong for a Patronus. This is, and judging from this, it kind of looks like a beast up there. So, and then you got like images of beasts there. So I'm assuming this is Magical Beasts class.
class is all about, but we can finally get a full-on hint of one in the game. So here's hoping that they can also be acquired as
Also, I think that's Poppins right there. I think that's Poppy Sweden's. So yeah, this is probably Magical Beasts.
mounts. There's also a wider view over here of the same class,
Is that a Chocobo?
which also appears to include other magical creatures, like I believe this one is the Diricol, the teleporting dodo bird. I'm not sure
Here recall. Ah, that's close enough to a Chocobo.
if it's the exact same model, but it In any case, more class changes can be seen throughout the trailer, and some are
Accio.
actually very cool. The shots of our introduction to the Charms class looks much more cinematic, with much better shadows, ambient occlusion, and overall a much better looking atmosphere than what was possible in the old.
Ah, I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest, right? Also, I kind of miss this not being over there. Like that's cool. Uh, this looks worse than this. This looks just better. But I don't know. I like these stairs way better than this. Like I really like this setup way better. I think it's sharper and cleaner.
Reveal footage. The only thing missing here is the huge hourglass in the left corner, or at the very least it's been replaced with a much smaller one. Similar changes can be seen during Professor Garlick's herbology class, with a clearly better ambient illumination, likely powered by ray traced shadows and lights, as the windows now almost glow with the light being diffused in the background compared to the old footage, so way more cinematic.
I will say this looks better. It's brighter. It's way better lit. Like this is what I would expect a botany class in Hogwarts to look like. Also, this just amuses me. It's so totally going to try to eat you at some point.
Way better, but this is also likely the quality preset. By far my favorite change in style is that the one showing the grab horn. Previously it seemed to have happened in a different time of day, but now it looks like there's a lot more.
Yet again, I think this shows better detail than this. But I will say the background looks better in this, I'd say, back here compared to this. The foreground, I'd say, actually looks cleaner here, but that's most likely just the time of day, honestly. I wish they did it in the same time of day so I could actually compare the two. Because I think this time of day looks better. Yes.
Fog in the background, maybe it's a little bit closer to nighttime, or whatever happens in this scene, it just looks a lot more detailed and better than before, especially that ambience makes it look very cinematic. Towards the end of the trailer though, we get another look at the same dungeon-like area we've seen footage of before.
Huh. Those look cool as crap. I love the crazy designs of this game so far. Like, I just love the design.
And it seems that Professor Fig is involved with helping us a lot more than I initially thought, at least over here. In this one, with the massive statue from before, we now see its continuation as the player takes some kind of magical glowing artifact from the pedestal in front of it. And it looks like to be the same one or similar to the one from the old footage from about a year ago, which similarly plays the same animation, possibly hinting that we get to bring this item back at Hogwarts to study it, or maybe there's multiple others in there that we have to find.
If I had to guess, it'll probably be something akin to the Deadly Hollows, like some sort of a group of magical artifacts that you need to acquire to deal with the enemy, aka the Goblin Army. I'm assuming.
And the player can be heard mentioning his special powers, also let him see ancient magic, which I guess this
Take this. Find them.
artifact could be one of. Also, I'm pretty sure that what we've just witnessed is someone using the animate object incantation on these statues, which is really awesome. It's the exact same one from the movies, and I kind of like how it is played over here. A lot more menacing, actually. So basically, these are summoned to protect somebody or someone of great importance, but we're not sure if that is our player character here, because whatever happens next, the same spot eventually ends up summoning these much bigger guardian
Huh.
statue that, yeah, display some kind of magical power coursing through it. And I'm not sure we're gonna stick around to find out for the same
I
spot
would just like to
eventually
point
ends
something
up
out here.
summoning these much bigger guardian statue that,
This statue has clearly never fought before in its life. Like,
yeah,
look at this.
display some kind of magical power coursing
Sweet.
through
Oh,
it.
I hit
And I'm not
something.
sure
Sorry.
we're gonna stick around to find out for too long, because at some point it looks like it's concentrating its attacks on the goblins instead of our characters
Ooh,
right before
clean.
damaging one of these bigger pillars. So this ends up collapsing a portion of it, which creates a bridge.
I don't know much about sword combat, but I'll be honest, if I was that big in that small of an enclosed space, I wouldn't be doing long sweeping attacks. I would just be shing, 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 shing. Just like chop, 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 chop. Like, makes far more sense. Because, like, rotating around, you're gonna hit things behind you. Like, it's like the same craziness that you think about when you see like crazy anime like martial arts. You're like, why are you spinning? Like you're taking your eyes off of the opponent. Your body's showing your back. Like it really doesn't work. They're cool. They look cool, but man, is it a bad idea.
For us on the gap that we can use to plan our escape and run from the goblin attack. Good to note is that we do get to fight some of these statues, so I'm not sure if they are all good or all under our control. It's possible that Rookwood and the goblins could be involved here in some way, like maybe trying to find a secret of their own,
Also, that dragon has a lot of holes in its wings. I do not understand how that thing's flying.
which we also happen to stumble upon. However, that plays out. There's a lot more in this trailer with the final one, the shots that I really like of High Wing saving the player. So this has already been like heavy
So there were two different hippogriffs there. There was a brown one, and then there was High Wing, the white one. Well, High Wing's the one that saved you. The brown one just like, nah, bye, dude.
featured in the last few previews, but it looks like at some point we find ourselves trying to rescue a bunch of these majestic beasts, not just High Wing, and just as we're about to jump on one, we're almost close to falling down until High Wing jumps in and saves us. Maybe it's even going to carry us to safety because I'm pretty sure this would be a very nice way to show a more meaningful connection between the player and High Wing herself to warrant unlocking her as a mount in the later stages, which we do know it's pretty much confirmed at this point. So yeah, let me know down below if you saw any other things that I missed. Obviously, there's lots more shots in the 2 minute trailer that we have, but so far everything looks very, very exciting. Cannot wait for the game. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and until next time.
Ooh, that looks really good.
Much for watching, and
The light, I'm assuming that's the barrier, keeping the dragons in.
until next time.
Okay, everybody. So he brought up a lot of interesting points, such as the wand box. I didn't notice that when I saw the bits of the trailer. Uh, you might see me see my reaction to that. Honestly, I didn't really, nothing really jumped out to me. Also, when I was reacting to it, I did not see that freaking troll glowing red. That looked so much better. Holy crap. I did not see that scene. I must have been off my rocker. Also, I was tired when I made the reaction. Probably won't be seeing it, unfortunately. But besides that, like the wand box was cool. The He brought up good points about the fact that we have like it looks like we have like a second wand because we have a wand and a wand box. So either the wand in the wand box is something special or we just have a second wand. Maybe like a training wand or something. Uh I already talked about how I feel about the graphics. Like some of it looks better, some of it looks worse in my opinion. We'll see. Um Besides that, I'm interested in the scope of the game the most. I really want to see the map. The map is my biggest thing I want to see, but I don't think we'll see it. And also we have teleporting chocobos. But outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed. This is Serpent Stinger, and I'll be leaving. Peace.